Good morning, Eleanor. How are you? Grandma wants to talk to you about seeds today. Oh, goodness. I remember when you were planting your garden, you had to use a lot of seeds, didn't you? A lot of the food that we eat grows from little tiny seeds. There's a lemon. Ooh, apple seeds. Sometimes the seeds are big and you take them out of the food before you eat it. Sometimes they're really tiny, like strawberries, and you just eat the seeds. Well, look at this. This is from a flower that Grandma had in her garden. And look at the teeny, tiny seeds. When I when I bump the sides of the middle of the flower, the little tiny seeds come out. And all those little tiny seeds can grow into a great big plant. And do you remember when you were at Grandma's house this summer? What did we see on the ground? We saw a lot of pine cones. When they fall off the tree, they're still green like this. And then they start to dry up and they open up. And if you tap them, out comes the seed part. Oh, goodness. And that's what those little chipmunks were after. They were taking apart these pine cones and eating the little seeds inside. And some of the trees here have even smaller pine cones. That's the tree right by the sauna. But each of the little seeds inside can grow into a big tree. So every plant that makes seeds has a different kind of seed that looks different, and it grows into that special plant. Well, the story I want to share with you today is called The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. We've had some Eric Carle stories before, haven't we? Whoops, where's the first page? The Tiny Seed. There we go. It is autumn. Yep, that's what we're in right now. It's fall is called autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny and smaller than the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? Do you see the tiny one? It's kind of lagging behind a little bit. And look at the colorful trees. The trees in Carle are starting to turn pretty colors for fall. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up it goes. It flies too high, and the sun's hot rays burn it up. Ooh, look, it's on fire. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. There they go. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. See the one that landed in the snow? Why can't it grow in the snow, do you know? Because it has to be warm, and it has to have dirt, and the sun has to warm it up so it can sprout and start growing. And there are the other seeds over the mountain, and the tiny one can't quite keep up. I like that sun. It's got a smiley face. Eric Carle drew all of these pictures too. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. So there they all are. There's the seed that went in the water. Seeds need water to grow, but they can't have too much water or they'll drown. And there's the tiny seed. I wonder if that fish is going to eat the seed. Maybe. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seeds cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. You see the cactus plants? They can live where there isn't much water. But this seed just gets too dry and dries up and it can't grow. There's the other seeds and there's the tiny one. He can't quite keep up with the others, but he's still blowing along with the wind. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down to the ground. A bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird does not see it. Well, where is that tiny seed? Oh dear, Grandma can't see it. There it is. Oh, it's on top of the grass right there. But the bird doesn't see it. He's picking up the bigger seed. 1, 2, 3, 4 big seeds left. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. Do you think they're going to grow in the wintertime with the snow on top of them? A hungry mouse also lives in the ground and eats a seed for his lunch, but the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. There's the tiny seed. I think it's waiting for spring, waiting for it to get warmer. And hopefully no one else will come to eat it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls, the seeds grow, and they grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now they are not seeds anymore, they are plants. First, they send down roots into the earth, and then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up toward the sun and the air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. Oh goodness, this must be a weed. Look, there's one of the little plants that can't get any sun and rain. And these plants are growing nice and tall. Oh, is that the little seed? Look at that. The tiny seed, oh, maybe not, hasn't begun to grow yet. I don't know where it is. It will be too late. Hurry. Oh, but finally it starts to grow into a plant. Yep, that's the one. Grandma should have finished reading before talking. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and he breaks one. Oh no, now it cannot grow anymore. Oh dear. There's the little seed, the little plant. The tiny plant grew from a tiny seed and it's now growing fast. But its neighbor grows even faster. Oh goodness, look at that. Before the tiny plant has even 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. But what is happening? First there are footsteps, and then a shadow looms over them, and then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? It is summer, and now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens, and out comes many tiny seeds that sail away on the wind. Oh my goodness. You see that pod right in the middle? And all the seeds are coming out? And whoops, that's the end. Oh, there's the sun. Look at that. And that's the story of the tiny seed that grew into a giant flower. Do you think there could be a flower that's bigger than trees and bigger than houses? I know there are flowers that are bigger than people, because sunflowers can grow really big. This kind of reminds me of a sunflower a little bit with all the seeds in the pod inside it. What a cool story. And now you know all about seeds. I want you to look for some seeds this week. Do you think you can find some seeds around your yard and in your house? Maybe you can find a seed from a tree, a seed pod that's dropping when you take a walk, or maybe in your food. Maybe you're going to open up some of your food and find a seed inside. Will you have Mommy take some pictures of your seeds and send them to Grandma? I'd love to see that. Grandma loves you, Eleanor. Have a fun day. Bye-bye.